As many of you heard in our last update about the James Charles lawsuit, he recently broke his social media silence to call out his ex-employee for blackmailing him. Well, it seems as though things have only escalated further with his former creative director choosing to just expose him further. I'm gonna get into all of those details in a moment, but first, if you could do us a big favor and please tap that like button, we'd really appreciate it. Now with that out of the way, let's begin. Beauty influencer James Charles had built himself quite the lucrative career over the years, but as the days go by, new accusations are slowly chipping away. As of late, the 21-year-old multi-millionaire has been at the center of a controversy regarding him texting people that were underage. The online backlash led to him losing monetization on his YouTube channel and cutting ties with Morph Cosmetics. Now his former producer and creative director Kelly Rockline is speaking out yet again regarding her lawsuit against him. Kelly is alleging wrongful termination, disability discrimination, failure to provide reasonable accommodation, and failure to pay minimum wage for overtime hours worked. During an interview with Insider, Kelly and another anonymous source also alleged that James had used the N-word in front of them. Initially, Rockline said that she wanted to settle with James privately, but apparently his legal representation declined to settle during their early conversations back in 2019, saying that they would rather litigate the dispute in private arbitration. Then in March of 2020, Kelly decided to file her complaint with the Los Angeles County Superior Court. Now, of course, James has declined to comment on Kelly's recent claim that he used a racial slur in front of her, and through his attorney, he has essentially denied all of the claims that she has made against him. On the flip side of things, James Charles posted a video to his Twitter further explaining the lawsuit in question. James took that time to also accuse Kelly of taking her story to the media to publicly pressure him into offering a higher settlement offer. He then went on to question why she has chosen now to discuss their legal dispute that has been going on for 2 years. In response to this recent video, Kelly's attorney told media outlets that the reason for her waiting so long to speak about this is because of the legal team for James Charles. According to Kelly's attorney, James's legal team have been attempting to compel arbitration, which is a private process where disputing parties agree that one or several individuals can make a decision about the dispute after receiving evidence and hearing arguments. Basically, it's a process where both sides kind of come together and agree to follow and respect the decision of a neutral mediator. This is one route that you can try instead of filing a lawsuit and going to court to resolve a dispute. Kelly, on the other hand, wanted to set a precedent for how influencers treat their employees. By going through the process of litigation to be compensated, she will then set a template for future cases or disputes of this nature. Rockline told Insider that she is hoping to be compensated for unpaid wages that she says were withheld from her, along with damages, penalties, attorney fees, and interest from the 3 years since she was fired. Despite working 80 hours a week or more, Kelly says that she was not paid any overtime at minimum wage even. However, it is also worth noting that she did say in a perfect world that she would still work for James Charles, whatever that means. That being said, she also exposed him for using the N-word in front of her on numerous occasions, claiming that he would use it casually while filming, and that he would also refer to his friends using the slur as well. Backing this claim up is another source who claims to have had a personal relationship with James prior to 2016. They too said that Charles would casually use the slur in front of them in high school. Kelly's attorney has also responded to the claims made by James that she is blackmailing him. In response to that, he said that James Charles' legal team attempted to stop the story from Insider.com by offering a settlement in response to Rockline's claims to buy her silence. James Charles' manager responded to that and told Insider, James made a reasonable settlement offer for an employment lawsuit. She countered with an outrageous amount of money to settle and to retract her public statements. James wasn't willing to pay her off. As for James, well, he is still defending the fact that he has never paid anyone off, nor will he ever. During his recent video, he confirms this as much, saying, contrary to popular belief, I have never paid anybody to speak or not speak about me, and this will not be the first time that I do it. Adding, my only option is to pursue this to the fullest extent of the law and hope that when it gets to a courtroom, justice will be served. I wonder if bringing this to a courtroom, though, is just going to open up a can of worms that James Charles doesn't want exposed. Either way, we would love to hear your thoughts on this developing situation, so don't forget to leave us a comment down below. And while you do that, I'm going to check out some of your comments from the video titled James Charles Slams Lawsuit, David Dobrik Assistant Claps Back, and Seth Rogen Blacklist James Franco. Creative Mind says, our society is twisted, following people that are not good people. We also feed off of drama and bad behavior. Yeah, it's very strange to me that sometimes the most negative news is the stuff that gets the most views or the most amount of clicks. It's very weird the way that the culture is going right now. Mandy's Rain says, take some time off. It's like Charles just don't get it. Yeah, it certainly is like he's living in his own world. Mean G McQueen says, as if Seth Rogen didn't already know that Franco was like that. He's a cool dude, but he's saving his own ass. I mean, the dude's got a career that he wants to protect, and that's just what every Hollywood actor seems to do. The second that one of their friends no longer serves them, off to the side. It's sad, but it's the way Hollywood works. Adopt Don't Shop says, poor James Charles, he thinks his apology will work this time as well. Yeah, maybe 3 times the charm? I don't know how many, I've lost count of the amount of videos. Mikasa Ackerman says, sup? What's up, Mikasa? How are you? But either way, guys, that has been today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube.